I want to talk about a very specific phase in freelancing, and this is not the I just started out yesterday or I'm a beginner freelancer. No, this is where you are moving, you are not broke, you are paying your bills, but you are stuck. And this mostly happens in the $800 to $1,200 a month. And the thing that makes this dangerous is not the money, it is actually the uncertainty. It's the confusion, because on paper, everything is fine. You are working on projects, you have recommendations, you have clients, but your income isn't growing. And when you are doing everything and your income hits a cap, hits a ceiling, and it's not growing, the decision and the thought process, it shifts from being logical to being personal, because you start questioning your own sanity, that what the hell is even going on here. Now, if you think that something is wrong with you, let me tell you very clearly that this is not a you problem, this is an income band problem. So anyone who is between $800 to $1,200 a month is gonna hit the same issue, because you have now outgrown your previous self, and instead of skill now being your bottleneck now is actually trust compounding. You are not having any sort of compounding trust. Let me try to explain it to you. What is your usual cycle? You land a client, they give you a small project, you work with them for 1 or 2 or 3 months, they don't retain you, they don't give you referrals, and they don't build system around you. You are not the focal point, you are just somebody who just gets the tasks and you get it done. Now, if you are that person, there is no trust compounding happening. This is gonna be a vicious cycle that you will be stuck in until you change something. Now, this is where freelancers read this entire situation in a completely opposite manner. You will go heavy on volumes, you will do more DMs, more platforms, you'll maybe polish your skill or stuff like that. But on the surface, the problem is not your skill. The problem is that your trust isn't compounding. If I have to put it in simple words, it's not that the clients are not gonna hire you. Obviously, they are gonna hire you. That's why you are in the $800 to $1,200 a month range. The problem is they do not trust you enough to keep you around on a longer time frame. And that is the thing that you need to solve, because you have already proven that you can get clients, you can get the work done. But instead of constantly proving yourself every single time to every new client in every new cycle, you become that person who is trustworthy enough that people rely on you and build their systems around you. And this phase, like honestly speaking, I have been in your shoes, and this phase is actually bad than the beginner phase, because as a beginner, you know you suck, you know you have flaws, you know you have stuff that you don't know that you need to know in order to get the money that you are not making right now. But at this stage, skill is not a problem. Everyone, including yourself, you know that you can get the job done. It's just a matter that why am I not being retained? Why am I not being trusted enough so that they revolve around me and I become that pillar in their organization that they cannot replace, even if you are on a contractual or on a freelance basis. That's the tricky part in this situation. Now, to remove the trickiness of this situation, it's very simple. International clients won't be ever comfortable to hire you on a longer time frame if they cannot predict you. As I told you in the last video, you need to be predictable. You need to be reliable. They might like your work, they might even respect you, but respecting and liking your work is nowhere even near reliability or being predictable. Those are two absolute opposite ends. Let me give you an example that might hurt you a little bit, but okay, medicines are always meant to hurt to cure the disease. There are two freelancers, same skill set, same portfolio, same everything, same in terms of skill. One gets scope expansion, gets referrals, gets bigger title and more opportunities with his client. The other one keeps on chasing new clients every single month, every cycle. He's still stuck in that loop. What do you think is the difference? The difference is not about the talent or the skill. The difference is about how safe the client feels after the first delivery. Because from a client side, I'll make a video on this separately some other day. But from a client side, they want to know how reliable this person is, how much chasing do I have to do, how easier they made my life, how much accountability and autonomy they took, what kind of result they delivered. Most freelancers don't even realize that they are failing at this layer, because nobody is gonna tell you. What do you think? Your client is gonna tell you that, hey, I am not gonna move with you ahead because you are unpredictable and you are unreliable, and that's something I don't like. Do you think someone is gonna tell you that? No. What are they gonna do? Simply ghost or say that, okay, that's it for now. If we'll have something else, we'll reach out to you. No course, no tool, or no upskilling is gonna fix fix this? What is exactly gonna fix this is again the same thing that I've been saying multiple times. It's the trust compounding factor. And with international clients, that only come when the client doesn't have to think a lot about you because they know. It's just like you have your best friend, right? You call that person in any situation and you know that this person has got it covered. You don't think about it, oh my god, if I'll tell him this, what is gonna happen? If I'll tell him that, what is gonna happen? If I'll tell him this problem, is he even gonna be able to solve it or not? You just know that. That's the kind of bond. I'm not saying make your clients your best friend, but you need to have that kind of bond with the client that they feel confident enough that whatever they are saying to you, you will be like, I'll get it done. And then tell them how you are gonna get it done. It's just as simple as that. Because when you get things done over set period of time, maybe 2 or 3 or 4 months, after a point, client just stops asking you the process. They just know that you are gonna get that job done. And that's what your unfair advantage then becomes. The most common advice at this stage that I have seen people do, and even I tried to do it, was copying someone else who is more successful than me in that industry. But the problem with copying is you can copy the surface level. You cannot copy the trust that backs up that surface level. Understand this thing. You can copy what you see of the other person. How the hell are you actually gonna copy the personality of the other person, the way he makes his clients feel safe, the way he positions himself as a reliable person who understands the thing? How are you gonna copy that? So copying is the easiest way to make your graph go like this at this point. It will just tank. Now, if you think something is wrong with you, I'm telling you, again, there is nothing wrong with you. You have just reached that point which firstly majority around you hasn't reached, because now the thing has shifted from your ability to the reliability. No one questions your ability to get the job done. It's just a matter that you are not reliable enough to stay around for the longer period of time. Because see, this is the first sign that you are actually outbeating the competition, that you have become at that stage where you know yourself that I can get this thing done. Now the questions that you need to ask the next time, instead of blaming or doing random BS, is simply that this client left after this specific period of time. Why? Why didn't he refer me to his network? Why didn't he increase the scope? Why didn't he wanted to keep me around? What else could I do to be that person, to be his go-to man, to be his right hand, that whatever he needs to get done, that goes through me? How do I become that person? Because everyone, even every successful guy, every successful businessman, celebrity, whatever, they have a handful of people they trust in their circle who they keep on referring. Now, I refer a lot of my friends to my potential clients, or to the clients I'm working with, or to their potential clients, because I have people I know I can vouch for them. I can refer them. Same is with my clients. They refer me. I refer my friends. And that is exactly what you also need at this stage, because you have moved way past the average freelancer. If you were able to resonate with this, I highly recommend you checking out my newsletter edition, where I talked about how I wasted 3.5 years before niching down. I tried out 13 niches and then I niched down. You should actually read that. The link is in the description. It's one of my newsletter editions. And do subscribe to the newsletter as well, because every week I come in there with one actionable insight that you can directly implement and get out of this $800 to $1,200 range.